The future. The future is a formless void, a blank space waiting to be filled. And then a torchbearer envisions a new possibility. And that vision is your dream, your calling, and it burns like a fire in your belly. But you can't create the future alone. You need travelers to come along. Yet the path through the unknown is dark and it's unclear. You have to illuminate the path for travelers. Torchbearers communicate in a way that conquers fear and it inspires hope. Some say being a torchbearer is a burden. Some say it's a blessing. Either way, those who light the path are the ones who change the world. Good evening. My name is Mark Weber, and I'm a partner with Social Venture Partners Charlotte, and I happen to have the distinct privilege of serving as a lead partner for SEED20 2018. So the poem I just recited is called The Torchbearer's Calling, and it's from a book called Illuminate, written by Nancy Duarte and Patty Sanchez. The mission of SEED20 is to promote the power of social innovation. So let's talk about reality. In reality, that's just another way to say that SEED20 is providing help to nonprofit torchbearers who are coming from across the Charlotte region and who are lighting the path and changing the world. So tonight, we celebrate 20 torchbearers, our 10 finalists who are taking the stage to illuminate the path for travelers through the art of storytelling. And then our 10 semifinalists who have joined the SEED20 family this year and with whom we could not be prouder. And I'd like to take a moment to have our SEED20 semifinalists please stand. So we do not travel with these torchbearers alone. In 2012, we boldly asked a question to Wells Fargo. Will you help us to help those who are lighting the path? And the answer from Wells Fargo was a resounding yes. And the SEED20 team is grateful for the partnership that Wells Fargo, our 2018 presenting sponsor, has provided as we celebrate 7 years of walking down the path to change together. And again, we do not walk down this path alone. We are also incredibly fortunate to be walking down the path with 8 long-term community sponsors. I hugged him earlier, but Charlie Alberson, yes. Charlie, you need to know how much we value the incredible support that Re and Prize Fund provides to SEED20 and to our alumni. And to Ally, University of North Carolina, Charlotte, Ashley Home Store, Beacon Partners, McGuire Woods, and Moore & Van Allen. This year's torchbearers are illuminating all the brighter and at the brightest possible intensity thanks to your long-term generosity. And to Reinhardt Wealth and Investment Advisory, welcome to your very first year on the path, and thank you for joining us. So our 20 torchbearers this evening are receiving also incredible support from our SEED20 cultivators. Cultivators, please know how grateful we are from the bottom of our hearts for your support. And to our truly awesome vendor partners, you've seen their creativity on social media, you've seen it throughout the theater and the Beckler this evening. Thank you for sharing your creative gifts to illuminate the work of the SEED20 class of 2018. And lastly, to my fellow SEED20 steering committee members, our SVP partners, and our staff, thank you for investing your time and your talents and your treasure to help us fulfill our mission of promoting the power of social innovation. And then all of you out there, thank you for being here. You are traveling down the path with our 20 torchbearers this evening. Again, we can't do it alone, and we love having you with us tonight. So with that, I say it's time to get the party started. Absolutely. And what a party we have, what a show we have. So a torchbearer in his own right, Matt Olin is a creativity consultant and a co-founder of an emerging nonprofit organization called Charlotte is Creative. He's the host of Creative Morning Charlotte. He's the co-host of Queen City Quiz Show, and I could go on and on, but we have a show to get to. So with that, I would love to welcome and help me welcome Matt Olin to the stage.
Hey everyone. Okay. Woo. I'm Matt Olin. It is awesome, Mark, and to everyone at SVP, thanks for inviting me back. I hosted this last year. It was so much fun, and I was secretly hoping they'd invite me back, and they did, so I was pretty excited about that. Also, when you guys leave tonight, be sure to look up in the sky because the Wells Fargo's Duke Energy Center and the View Charlotte are all lit up in green in honor of SEED20 tonight. So I thought that was pretty awesome. And as Mark said, this sort of me being back here is sort of auspicious because my co-leader at Creative Mornings, Tim Miner, who is here somewhere, I can't see you guys hardly at all with the lights, but we are launching a new nonprofit called Charlotte is Creative, which envisions a bolder and more audacious Charlotte through community building, resource sharing, risk-taking, and creative solutions. So please keep your eye out and ears out for some announcements about that in the coming months. Now, as we kickstart tonight's show, let's remember that behind every great party is a great party planner. And so I want to shout out and love up the supremely creative and dedicated folks who bring you tonight's inspiring program, which are my friends at Social Venture Partners, or SVP, aka SVP, however you want to say it. So we are very fortunate to have 150 people here in our community who collectively decided that it was time to attack social and economic inequality in Charlotte in bold new ways. These people, who SVP calls partners, range in age from 21 to 81, and they share one important common thread. They don't accept the status quo. They are truly passionate about helping others to do good, to do better, by bringing together donors, nonprofits, and social enterprises to make a greater collective impact here in Charlotte. SEED20 is really one of the signature ways that they do this each year. So I'm going to ask the partners of SVP to please stand and be acknowledged. If you would please stand. We'll probably need some house lights up so they can be acknowledged, but there they are. Yes, in all their glory. You may notice that they were wearing a green pin featuring the word partner, so don't be shy tonight, because after the show, go grab a drink at the after party, and we do want you to join us at the after party after this. Go say hi to your favorite participants in the class of SEED20 and get to know some of these super cool SVP partners. Just walk up and say, partner, or whatever, however you want to do it. You can also learn more about SVP Charlotte on page 9 of your program, so thank you again, SVP partners. Now, Mark shared that SEED20's mission is to promote the power of social innovation. And here are some numbers that highlight SEED20's work across the Charlotte region to fulfill its mission. First, 900. We have gathered more than 900. Actually, at last I heard, it might be closer to 1,000 awesome people in the audience tonight to celebrate SEED20's finalists and semifinalists, and I think that's a new record. So give yourselves a round of applause for packing it out. Yes. 20. Tonight, we celebrate 20 changemakers who were selected to participate in SEED20 based on their innovation and potential for sustainable impact. 8. SEED20 volunteers delivered 8 weeks of coaching focused on helping the class of 2018 to powerfully tell their stories in ways that inspire people to act. And 3. Our 10 finalists tonight have 3 minutes, only 3 minutes, to pitch their ideas for social change. Now, tonight is all about community and connectivity. SEED20 connects innovative people and organizations to funders, to one another, and to the broader Charlotte community. And as you can tell, once again this year, by the somewhat intimidating SEED20 sign kind of looming behind me right now, We also love to build our changemaker community in as many ways as possible, including social media. So pull out your phones tonight, get your selfie faces ready, take lots of pics, and post them online, and use the hashtag SEED20. We just want to spread the word as much as we possibly can. Now, tonight centers around highlighting 20 amazing social innovators who were selected based on 2 criteria: innovation and the potential for sustainable impact. Now, using these criteria, the 20 organizations selected to participate this year are a great mix of younger, lesser-known nonprofits and established nonprofits with sort of a new and innovative program. These changemakers are competing for 5 awards tonight, totaling $46,300. Yes. That is what I said. The words right out of my mouth. Why 46,300, you may ask? Well, take a look in your programs, because 3 of you in the audience tonight have a $100 lucky green ticket clipped into the front of your programs. And if you have one of those, if you're one of those 3 lucky folks, maybe turn the lights up again. I want to see you wave it in the air or jump up and yell something. Or, oh, I see one in the middle. Who else we got? Do we have another one? I see, one up in the balcony. Awesome. And there's a 3rd one out there somewhere. So, awesome. Well, congratulations. What do we got? Okay, well, you all won $100, which you cannot keep. So I'm going to be very clear here. There's no keepsies here. Even better, you 3 get to pay that $100 forward tonight. So tuck in your ascot, right? Pop in your monocle. And when you go to the after party, do your best sort of angel donor strut into the after party. I feel like I'm in a music video all of a sudden. I don't think this is the angel donor strut. But at any rate, you 3 get to drop that ticket off with the SEED20 organization of your choice as their first donation this evening. So what an awesome way to kick off the after party. You can bring the house lights back down again. Thank you. The remaining $46,000 is divided into 5 awards. The first 2 are the SEED20 Community Vote Award and the Coaches Award, both of which are open to all 20 social entrepreneurs. The remaining 3 awards are determined based on innovation, potential for sustainable impact, and the pitch itself. 2 are selected by the judges, and the grand prize, which is the Wells Fargo People's Choice grand prize of $20,000, will be decided by you, the audience, tonight. So, can you feel the power, right? Ah, yes. Drink it in, folks. Drink it in, because after all the pitches, you will have an opportunity to submit your vote. And we've provided a scorecard on the back of your program for you to make notes during the pitches tonight if you want. All right, I'm almost done here. So, speaking of the judges, I think it's just about time to meet them. And, I've been thinking. With all this dough up for grabs, clearly it's going to be a tense night for our 10 pitchers. But I also think we need to acknowledge how hard this is going to be for the judges, too. They have the very difficult job of voting on the pitches for this evening's 2nd and 3rd place winners. To be confronted with all of that talent and passion and to have to choose, that's tough. That's really tough. So, let's talk about this for a second. If I was a SEED20 judge, what would I want? Would I want to be a prisoner of your words, entangled in your web, with 10 nonprofits in the night? Should I be captured by your spell? Capture! Should I be touched by your show of emotion? Should I be fractured by your show of devotion? Should I? I don't know, but you better pitch good to me. That's how it's gotta be now. Or else you'll face the truth that you will be vamoose. So you better pitch good to me. Come on. Come on. Pitch good to me. And I know you've earned the right to step into that spotlight. Stand face to face so you can present your case. And I know you've been through months and months of coaching. You've been rehearsing that thing in the mirror. Did you think I'd just choose you in blind faith? No way, baby. See, the thing is, you still gotta pitch good to me. That's how it's gotta be now. And it would be a crime if you exceed your allotted time. So you better pitch good to me. Come on, pitch good to me. Yeah. I can feel it. See, I just don't see why it's so hard to pitch good to me. And you know, yeah, I want to understand your nonprofit's strategic plan, but you still better pitch good to me. Why can't you pitch good to me? Why can't you pitch good to me? Pitch good to me. So face the truth. Say you will be vamoose, and it would be a crime if you exceed your allotted time. So you better pitch good to me. Why can't you pitch? Come on, good to me. I want to hear you. Why can't you pitch good to me? Come on. Why can't you pitch good to me? Let him hear you. Why can't you pitch? Yeah, and it would be a crime if you exceed your allotted time. And then you'll face the truth that you will be vamoose. You just better pitch good to me. Yeah, good to me. Why can't you pitch good to me? Woo. We did it, Charlotte. We did it. I'm way more winded than I should be after singing a song. And I imagine that's what a judge would want. I imagine it, but maybe I should stop guessing and we should just meet our judges, shall we? Yes, let's bring them out. Our first judge is an ESPN college basketball analyst and an attorney with Moore and Van Allen. He's a 4-time Emmy nominee and has 3 times been named the best analyst in college basketball by Sports Illustrated magazine. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the SEED20 stage, Charlotte's own Jay Billis, everyone. For those of you keeping score, I'm still winded, just want you to know. Our next judge is the owner of Black Wednesday, a Charlotte-based market and PR company. And among other initiatives, she is well known in Charlotte for hosting a popular monthly meetup called Insta Beer Up Charlotte. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the incomparable Corey Smith, everyone. Come on out, Corey. And our final judge is the co-founder and executive director of Profound Gentlemen. Yes. This terrific organization builds a community of male educators of color provide a profound additional impact for boys of color. One of our favorite SEED20 traditions is having last year's grand prize winner return as a judge, so please welcome back to the SEED20 stage, Jason Terrell. He's already out. Yes. We very much appreciate you 3 being with us, and please note that all 3 of them are hearing these 10 pitches for the first time tonight. Now, we've made it to the main event. Our 10 finalists are primed and ready, and so without further ado, let us begin.
What do you want to be when you grow up? We've all been asked that question. We've all changed our answer probably hundreds of times. But what if you were never asked that question? Or worse, what if you were told that you'd be nothing when you grow up? Sounds crazy, right? Well, that's the case for over 16,000 people right here in Mecklenburg County. For individuals with special needs like autism or Down syndrome, among others, that's the reality. They've never been asked that simple question. My name is Bensian Groner, and I'm the co-founder of Zab's Place, a thrift boutique in downtown Matthews that trains and employs young adults with special needs, or as we like to say, special talents. Zab's Place was founded on the belief that every single human being has unique purpose and potential to contribute to society. And since opening in 2014, we've asked 59 special young adults what they want to be when they grow up, and we've worked with them to make it happen. We pair them with a job coach who guides them through relevant in-store tasks, helps them master new skills, revealing their talents. Like take Andy here, for example. Andy has autism. And when he was just 18 years old, his mom was told by vocational rehab that he would never be able to hold down a job and that he would be nothing when he grows up. Well, today, Andy is a paid employee at Zab's Place. Or how about Will? Will struggles with fine motor skills, but he loves restocking the Zab's men's department, which requires him to button dress shirts. And that could be challenging for Will, but he's determined to succeed. And together with his job coach, they invented an assistive shirt buttoning device out of old wire hangers. And now we like to say where there's a will, there's a way. So how does this happen? Because at Zab's Place, we find talent where no one else thinks to look. We see ability where others see disability. And we passionately believe that with the right environment and support, everyone can succeed. Well, today, we have 32 young adults like Andy and Will working at Zab's Place, striving to achieve their goals and live their dreams. But we have over 50 specially talented young adults on our waiting list. And according to the Mecklenburg County Labor Bureau, over 74% of our special needs population are either unemployed or underemployed. So we need your help to open another Zab's Place in the Plaza Midwood area. With the SEED20 prize of $20,000, it will kickstart us to open our second location and hire 12 additional young adults. And based on our success in Matthews, we're confident that number will be 36 within 2 years, and we will keep on growing. Please join us and help Zab's Place ensure that everyone can be something when they grow up. Thank you.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
And you have me inspired because what I wanted to be grow up was a train conductor. So here I am.
And I wanted to be a pilot.
And you wanted to be a pilot. All right, so all aboard the Zab's Express. Here we go. We're going to start with Jason. Let's hear what the judges have to say.
So I think it was an awesome pitch. I like the idea of sustainability. You mentioned the idea to impact more students over time. I would love to know, maybe offline, how do you plan to engage schools, especially around vocational learning for kids, because that's what it seems like the program is around. So definitely keep it up.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
I think it was really interesting, the statistic you shared, the 74% of individuals with special needs are underserved. So I think that expresses a huge need. So I think that's really important part of your pitch to share that.
Well, thank you, Corey.
And to me, the most important part was the power of belief, that when you believe in young people and what they can achieve and their potential, they can do great things, and you're to be commended on that. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, judges. Thank you.
Imagine you're a 5th grade student sitting in the school cafeteria, enjoying lunch with friends as usual, and you begin to hear voices of laughs and mean comments from the people around you. And you notice the focus is on Gabby, a short, bushy-haired girl who you recognize from chess club, standing with puppy dog eyes, filled with tears. You watch as Gabby walks across the room, being teased and laughed at. She is pushed and falls on her face, landing in the tray of spaghetti she was carrying for lunch. Cell phones come out, pictures snapped, videos recorded, social media messages posted. Now Gabby's embarrassing moment is something she will face every minute and every day, because social media posts never go away. You sit watching from 5 feet away, knots in your stomach, because you know it's not right. You want to help, but you don't know how, and fear stops you. Now imagine this scenario with someone standing up for Gabby. I'm Dr. Tamika Brantley with the Respectability Foundation. We teach students how to address bullying. Students learn simple actions like asking Gabby to sit with them for lunch instead of just watching. The act of an upstander, someone who stands up and speaks out against bullying. See, Gabby's story is common. 1 in 5 students are bullied, with many cases leading to health issues, academic failure, and even worse, suicides and school shootings. Bullying is a problem, but there's a solution. Students, yes, students. When student bystanders intervene, bullying stops within 10 seconds over 50% of the time. The Respectability Foundation empowers and equips bystanders to become upstanders. Using music and the arts, we provide year-long anti-bullying programs in elementary schools throughout Greater Charlotte, reaching 1,500 students with weekly classroom sessions, teacher trainings, and parent workshops. Moving beyond elementary, next year, we're expanding to reach middle school students. Your $20,000 will help us launch this new program. Stand with us and help change the lives of students like Gabby.
Dr. Tamika, what a pitch, what a pitch. Let's hear what the judges have to say.
All right.
And I guess we'll start, let's start with Corey.
That was a great pitch. Good job. I think, we've all dealt with bullies, but I think in 2018, it's amplified through social media. So I think there's such a great need, and thank you for telling that story. It had a really linear pace that helped understand kind of what the problem is with woven statistics into.
Dr. Brantley, great pitch. What struck me was bystanders to upstanders and practical ways to confront bullying. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, judges. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, after you.
My name is Zach Bolster. I'm co-founder of Chemo Cars. A year ago, I was living in New York City with my wife, working in finance, and I got a phone call from my mom. She told me that the cancer had returned, and this time it was pancreatic cancer. The next day, we flew back to Charlotte, and my family surrounded my mom with love and support. We did all the work so that she could focus on what mattered most, getting better. But it was too late. She died just 5.5 weeks after diagnosis, and our family was devastated. And we wanted to do something to honor her life and help people. Throughout her treatment, we saw a lot of people struggle just to find a ride to chemotherapy. And we come to learn that some of these people were actually missing their treatment and dying because of it. It was unfair, it was infuriating, and we had to do something. My wife and I quit our New York jobs. and decided to stay in Charlotte. I immediately started volunteering, taking people personally to chemotherapy right here in Charlotte, but quickly learned the problem was too big, and there weren't always enough volunteers. There had to be a better way. One day while walking with my sister on my mom's old walking trail, we just joked, let's book these people an Uber or Lyft and get on with our day. And she looked at me and said, you should do that. In that moment, Chemo Cars was born. Chemo Cars solves 3 problems. The first is financial. Cancer is very expensive. Some people, like my mom, have to stop working. It had to be free. So Chemo Cars funds rides entirely through donations and grants. The second is technical. My mom was incredibly smart, but she was skittish with her cell phone. She used it like a flip phone. Downloading an app, uploading a credit card, figuring out how to use an Uber when you're battling cancer is intimidating. It had to be easy. So with Chemo Cars, a free ride is just a phone call away. No app needed, no smartphone needed. Give us a call, speak to a human being, and we'll have a car there in 10 minutes. And lastly, it needed to be reliable. We're dealing with people's health here. It's not enough to send them an Uber or Lyft and hope for them to figure it out. We monitor each and every ride remotely on a GPS dashboard, and we're there to intervene to help ensure success. Now, here's why I'm so excited about Chemo Cars. It works. In our first year, we did over 2,000 free rides. Second, it is incredibly cost effective. Average ride costs just about 12 bucks. Third, this problem is solvable now. If we win SEED20, it will provide funding for 1,600 free rides to cancer patients, accelerating Charlotte as the model city for cancer transportation. But more importantly, together we can help cancer patients focus on what matters most, getting better.
I think it's time for a $20,000 trade-in for Zach and Chemo Cars. Let's hear what the judges had to say. Great pitch, man. Let's start with Jay.
Well, first of all, Zach, I'm so sorry about your mother, but I can't imagine how proud and honored she'd be by the work that you're doing. I have to admit, it wouldn't have occurred to me that something as difficult as dealing with cancer treatment, people wouldn't be able to get rides. That wouldn't have been something that came to mind. But the fact that it is free, easy, reliable, and has an immediate impact made a huge impact on me. Well done.
Thank you.
So I know cancer is a very personal issue for a lot of people, so thank you for doing the work. I think your potential for scale is very impactful. So I think you have an opportunity to scale this model and impact a lot more citizens with cancer. So I definitely keep it up.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, judges, and thank you, Zach. After you. For you, the 13-point turn.
If you don't remember anything from tonight, remember this. Representation matters. But don't take my word for it. Just look at the success of the most recent Marvel film, Black Panther. Now, I don't read comic books at all, but I knew I was going to see this movie if for no other reason than, well, it had a whole lot of black people in it. Why lie? For the African-American director, Ryan Coogler, it was a smash hit. Black Panther had the best opening weekend of any Marvel film. It grossed over $1 billion in just 26 days internationally, and it is the most successful superhero film of all time. It was so cool to see black folks flock to the theater wearing African garb, screaming, "Wakanda forever!" And for young black boys and girls, it was like they were able to finally imagine themselves being superheroes. That imagery had an inspirational impact on the youth. But what if the opposite is true? What if negative images have the same impact? See, research shows that for blacks and Latinos, they're overrepresented in news media stories about violent crime. And stereotype threat theory suggests that over time, for those stigmatized groups, it begins to become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Just take my former student, Herb, for example. Herb was a 15-year-old African-American male with a fledgling mustache and a constant cool pose. And during my first year of teaching, I struggled to keep him engaged, so I'd ask him questions like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he'd say, I want to play football. And if that didn't work out, then I most definitely got other ways of getting money, sort of like Stringer Bell, the infamous drug kingpin from the HBO series, The Wire. So I asked her, don't you mean Idris Elba, the British actor? Because Stringer Bell's not real, Herb. He couldn't tell the difference between media and reality. And for so many youth, it's the same story. I'm James Ford, the founder of the Be More Foundation, where our vision is to develop critical consumers and empower creators of media, exceeding expectations and forging their own life course. And we do this two ways: through educational programming that focuses on media literacy, and through social marketing that puts media tools in the hands of young creatives. We're an after-school program serving Garinger and West Charlotte, two high schools in the I-85 corridor. With an investment from SEED20, we hope to expand to all the high schools in the Crescent, pay our teachers who serve as our program coordinators, and help our youth develop their voice through filming, through podcasting, and through community campaigns. We want them to be part of a new army of media makers, but we need your help. See, I don't know what happened to Herb, but I think about him all the time. He's part of the reason that I created this organization. So now is your opportunity to help us to change the narrative so all the other Herbs out there can be more like Ryan Coogler and less like Stringer Bell, to be their authentic selves. Thank you.
Come on, let's just get real for a second.
Agent Ross.
Yes, Agent Ross. Yes, I will be your Agent Ross. You got it. Awesome pitch, James. Let's hear what the judges had to say. Let's start with Jason.
Yeah, so we have a motto in our program: is you can't be what you can't see, and I think that signifies that to the T. So I appreciate you doing the work and uplifting the idea of media literacy and the importance of like different representations of success for kids.
But especially the army of media makers. That's a really powerful concept, and I think we got a superhero in front of us right now. Well done.
Thank you, judges. Thank you, James.
Today's youth will be leading a world that by 2050 will have less fresh water, will be facing the collapse of nearly every major seafood species, and will have 2 billion more humans to feed. If we want to leave this world a better place for today's youth, then we have got to change the way that we're thinking. My name is Sam Fleming, director of 100 Gardens, and I'm here to share a strategy for bringing forth a new way of thinking while helping to save the planet. 7 years ago, some friends and I started building aquaponic gardens. And aquaponics is growing edible freshwater fish and vegetables together in a symbiotic environment. The fish create nutrients through their waste, and those nutrients are used up by the plants in order to grow, returning clean water back to the fish. So now you're recycling and reusing the water. You're taking pressure off the oceans by farming fish. You're growing a ton of fresh vegetables. But what was really exciting when we started is that young people wanted to participate. And in doing so, we learned that aquaponics provides hands-on learning opportunities. It introduces kids to healthy eating, helps them better understand their role in the environment. It changes the way they think. These realizations led us to installing aquaponic gardens in schools. So let me take you through one school year in our standard aquaponics lab. At the beginning of the year, the students stocked the system with 200 baby fish, and they tracked their growth throughout the year, applying math. Each day, they manage and monitor the water chemistry, applying science. Every week, they plant, harvest, and package 330 servings of vegetables, where they apply marketing and nutrition. And at the end of the school year, 200 pounds of beautiful fish are ready for harvest. And the school hosts a community fish fry to raise money for the next year's programming. Currently, we have aquaponic gardens in 8 area schools, including Webb Street School, Myers Park High, and Stonewall Jackson Youth Development Center, where we teach incarcerated young men these valuable skills through aquaponics. Winning SEED20 would allow us to improve and expand this program and get closer to our goal of 100 gardens. But why? We've done the numbers on what 100 gardens could produce with 200 students per garden. In just 10 years' time, we can inspire a new way of thinking for 200,000 local students while growing over 10 million servings of vegetables for the community and preventing 200,000 pounds of fish from being extracted from our oceans, all while recycling and reusing the water, and all done by the students themselves. This is the ultimate marriage of hands-on education and environmental stewardship. Everyone, change starts here. We can establish ourselves as a city that brought forth a new way of thinking while helping to create a better world for the ones that we care about the most. And y'all, we can totally do this. And the stakes couldn't be higher, because without a planet that can support our species and without a human population that knows how to protect that planet, our future is incredibly bleak. But today, we can do something to make sure that that doesn't happen. And that thing is building 100 gardens. Thank you.
Scrumptious pitch, Sam. And our judge's fish fry order is up. So here, let me just deliver them real quick. Here we go. Here you go, Jay. Fish. Here you go. Here you go, Jason. Little snack, mid-show snack there. Let's hear what the judges had to say.
Well, first of all, Matt, I'm horribly disappointed you didn't come out in like fishing gear or some swim out.
I know. Hey, it's always gonna be a curveball, Jay. It's always gonna be a curveball.
Your innovation is lacking here. But Sam, yours is not. The strategic vision, I think that you set forth, the fact that there are already 8 area programs that have proven that they are sustainable and can be duplicated, is really, really impressive. And I was really impressed by the hands-on experiential education that you can provide to so many students in the area. It's really a phenomenal concept.
I think we often forget about where we live and the environment, so everything you just shared was really refreshing and something we all need to pay attention to. I think the thing that really resonated with me was that the set of skills you're preparing these children with are very well-rounded, which is really needed.
Awesome. Thank you so much, judges. Great job.
When I was an undergrad, I was a part of the My Health Impact research team, where we used social media to disseminate information about HIV and AIDS to African American college women. Now, as a computer science student, I had no idea that what I was learning in my classes could actually impact the lives of many. I liked the model so much that I replicated it. I am Kalia Braswell, the founder of Intech Camp, where we inform and inspire minority girls to innovate in the technology industry. So let me tell you more about Intech. We bring middle school girls in and teach them CSS and HTML to build websites about social issues of their choice. For instance, our first one-week camp was in 2016, and it happened shortly after the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando, Florida. We had a group of scholars who didn't agree with this, and so they decided to spend their week building a website about awareness of LGBT issues in their community. And it doesn't stop there. And so we have training for girls so that they can understand that they can use tech for good. In fact, our research shows that 67% of our scholars leave us with the confidence to use technology to solve problems. Now you may ask, Why the focus on minority girls? Well, the Night Theater has 1,000 seats. If we were to rope off these first 3 rows, that would be representative of the amount of women in the technology industry today. Of those 3 rows, if we focus just on half of the first row, that would be representative of the Black and Latino women that are in the technology workforce. And that's the problem. So InTech can help solve this. We plan to create an alumni network because when girls leave us in the summer, they are begging for more. And so we want to create a community so that they can communicate with each other and also learn more hands-on technology and meet more women in tech. We also plan to expand our pipeline to high school girls so that they can get hands-on training and be ahead of the curve when they leave us going to college and into the workforce. I know this firsthand. I actually just quit my job in Apple in California like a crazy person and moved back to Charlotte. I know, it was a little crazy. I took the spirit of Steve Jobs. Thank you. But I moved back to Charlotte because I love our city, and our statistics aren't as better. 17% of the 3,000 people who work in tech in Charlotte are people of color. But I believe that InTech has what it takes because we have reached over 500 girls already, and Charlotte is a great city. So help me, the little girl who grew up on the west side, who escaped to the West Coast, drive the Charlotte ecosystem further because I believe that we have what it takes to be the greatest tech city in the nation. Thank you.
Haley, after that pitch, you are the CSS to my HTML. More people than I thought got that joke. I'm impressed. This is a city of innovation. I love it.
We have it. We have it.
We have it. All right, let's see what the judges have to say. Let's start with Corey this time.
Of course, you picked a woman to start. Appreciate that. Empowered women empower women. I really appreciate that. I think there needs to be more organizations that spend time empowering women to get into these industries where there's extreme lack of women. So thank you.
Thank you.
And you are more than motivating. You're inspiring. The inspirational message is really impressive. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, judges, and thank you.
Thank you.
Great job.
Jada was sexually abused by her grandfather. Noah was beaten within an inch of his life, and Maria and Michael huddled together as they witnessed the murder of their mother. These are just 4 of the 15,000 children reported abused or neglected last year in Mecklenburg County. 15,000. That's 5.5% of all kids under the age of 18, 1 in every 17 children in our schools, our churches, our neighborhoods. Child abuse is a public health crisis, yet our community's approach to addressing this epidemic has changed little in 100 years. We wait for children to suffer abuse before we intervene, and that response fails them. My name is Andrew Oliver, and I'm the Executive Director of Pat's Place Child Advocacy Center. Since 2005, we've coordinated the investigation and treatment of the most serious cases of child abuse in Mecklenburg County. Children visit Pat's Place to receive forensic interviews, medical care, and counseling. All the support they need to heal and move forward with their lives. Tonight, I want to talk about our plans to prevent child abuse before it happens. We need $20,000 to launch Project Safe Child, a community-wide child abuse prevention program that harnesses the proven power of location-based predictive analytics. Now, I realize that's a mouthful, so let me break it down. Our project starts by mapping the most common risk factors associated with child abuse. Things like domestic violence, community violence, and drug crimes. These maps will improve our understanding of how these factors contribute to child abuse locally. They'll also tell us where child abuse is likely to happen in the future. That's hard to imagine, but consider this. In Fort Worth, Texas, this model accurately predicted the locations of 98% of future cases of child abuse, down to the city block level. The model also predicted the likely locations of child abuse fatalities, infant sleep-related deaths, and accidental drownings. Knowledge is power. And when you know where something's likely to occur, you can do something to stop it. So here's the $20,000 question. What will we do to stop it? 2 things. First, we'll share our results with more than 20 local organizations that are already working to address the problems that contribute to child abuse. And second, we'll create Mecklenburg County's first child abuse prevention plan. Project Safe Child will help us coordinate resources across organizations to deliver the most effective prevention programs in the areas where children are most vulnerable. For 100 years, we've treated child abuse after the fact. And for tens of thousands of children like Jada, Noah, Maria, and Michael, our response came too late. It's time to chart a new course and do everything possible to keep our children safe. With Project Safe Child and your support, we will. Thank you.
Powerful stuff, Andrew, and quite a crowd with you tonight, too, which is awesome.
Brought the house.
Yeah, no doubt. Awesome. Let's turn to the judges. And Jay, let's start with you this time.
Andrew, that was incredibly affecting and moving, and I can't think of anything more important in our community than the safety of our children. And the fact that your program is preventative in nature, and I'm in a business that uses analytics for a very different purpose, but to be able to use that location-based analytics to predict something that could happen in order to prevent it is incredibly powerful, and that was really, really well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it was really interesting to understand that this is such a preventable problem, and to have the technology accessible to be able to approach that seems like a no-brainer. It's very interesting and new news to me, so congrats on being able to try to tackle that.
Thank you.
Thank you, judges. Thank you, Andrew.
Bureau of Prisons reports 1 out of 16 minority men have a criminal record in this city. Many going from poverty to prison, coming home 92% earning less than a livable wage. I am Vanessa with Human Capital Investment, an emerging community phenomenon, 10 years in the making, founded to address this issue. Tonight, we are asking you and the SEED20 family for $125,000. This money will provide paid leadership development and vocational training to over 55 men waitlisted, coming home in areas of electrical, plumbing, carpentry, and HVAC. But don't take my word for it. I'll let Thomas tell you how it works. After 10 years in prison, I came home with a passion for change, but no plan and no pay. Oh, and a criminal record. My record shut me out of many of the opportunities that you experience and enjoy. Hundreds of applications and no viable options reminded me daily of my past mistakes and my weaknesses, made me feel invisible to you. And I was a stranger to my son. HCI's program invested in me like no other program. Get it? Human capital investment. You see, I was paid to learn about my history, my strengths, the needs of Charlotte, and how I can utilize my strengths to meet the needs of our city. Then I was vocationally trained in areas that were critical to general contracting. After 12 weeks, I was offered a 6-month apprenticeship by one of my trainers, who was also an ex-felon. I went from barely making $8 an hour to $25 an hour. Now that's change. Now I'm a respected father, social entrepreneur, proudly paying it forward as one of 4 trainers that are committed to hiring HCI graduates so that passionate men like me can experience a program, finally, with a plan that pays. You're up, Dr. V. It's stories like Thomas and our 2-year piloted success that have led to HCI trainers that hire our graduates directly, a partnership with the Bureau of Prisons that are providing monthly pipelines for our men so that they can experience our ROI. And with you and the SEED20 grant prize money, ROI for us means restoring opportunities that invest and inspire. Now you say it with me, family. HCI, restoring opportunities that invest and inspire. Thank you.
For her breathtaking performance in the role of Thomas, the first ever SEED Award for leading role in a pitch goes to Vanessa Stewart. Great job, and I can't wait to hear what the judges have to say.
Thank you.
So I think about the high rates of recidivism in a lot of Black and brown communities. Like the lack of job access or ownership is one of the key reasons why these men return back into the system. So I really appreciate you for addressing that and really being thoughtful about innovation.
Thank you.
Both you and Thomas made a huge impact on me.
Thank you so much, judges. Thank you. Great job.
Imagine waking up tomorrow morning with a bit of a disconnect between your brain and the rest of your body. You don't know when you're hungry or if you're thirsty. Add in people calling you by the wrong name every day, using all of the wrong gender pronouns. It's as if no one sees the real you that you see. That was my story, and the story of many other adults like me. My name is Cole Monroe, my pronouns are he, him, his, and I'm the president of Transcend Charlotte. We're a nonprofit in town whose mission is to promote authenticity in all adults, but specifically the transgender community. And we help people in 3 big ways. 1, low-cost therapy, because trans folks are less likely to have health insurance to cover that cost. 2, support groups. Those are free. We hold them twice a month, and we have really good snacks. 3 is our trans closet. It's a free clothing program designed without a men's or a women's fitting room, and it's the one place our clients prefer to party inside of the closet rather than have those coming out parties that we're all known for. You know exactly what I'm talking about. When I first came to Transcend Charlotte as a client, I remember meeting a young woman by the name of Candace. I remember Candace because her eyes didn't leave the floor in front of her and her body was shrunken in on itself. Later found out Candace hadn't left her house in 2 full years. She didn't speak to her parents, who she lived with. She had no friends, and she really didn't like being around herself very much. 41% of transgender individuals attempt suicide at some point during their lifetime, and Candace was part of that population. Thank God she didn't succeed, but she really had given up on herself, and her parents didn't know how to help. Then they found Transcend Charlotte, and things started to take a dramatic turn towards the positive. First, Candace found a therapist that her parents could afford. Second, she and her family came to support group where they not only got to know each other better, but they heard the stories of other trans adults who were happy, successful, and loved. Third, Candace found our trans closet where she developed her own unique sense of style, and that led to confidence and that authenticity that as humans we all crave. Fast forward 2 years to today, Candace now loves who she is, she has a steady girlfriend, and she is one of our group leaders. In fact, in 2017, which was just our second full year in operation, with our one paid staff member and the help of our volunteers, we reached 381 individuals just like Candace and myself. But we're still missing out because the unemployment rate in the trans community is 3 times higher than that of the national average, meaning there are folks who don't have the means to come to us for the support that they need. With the money that we receive from SEED20, we'll start scholarship programs to offer these people bus passes and gas cards to come to us for the help they need. We'll hire more staffing because with more staffing comes more programming such as job interview training. We want to help more people rise above the loneliness of being unseen and transcend into the world of those who are seen and respected. I stand before you today as my authentic self because of Transcend Charlotte. And so I ask, will you join us in reaching and supporting more of the trans community? Thank you.
Beautiful job, Cole. Beautiful job. And let's hear what the judges have to say. We'll start with Corey this time.
I appreciate the story you shared, it resonated with me that you said you came to Transcend as a client and now here you are on stage. So I see you. It's very cool.
Cole, you had me at good snacks.
That's where we get most people.
But your message of awareness, empathy, and inclusion was really powerful, and it hit me in a big way. Really well done.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Cole.
#MeToo. This viral protest against sexual harassment is a really big deal right now. One of the major reasons for it? Unwise men. Good evening. My name is Jeff Rothberg, or Mr. Wise Guy, as my students usually call me, and the Wise Guys program partners with schools and community sites to deliver the curriculum to their 9th grade men over a 9-week period, or 12-week period, 10 weeks, it depends, mostly 12 weeks. But during the course of the program, these young men learn what a healthy relationship is supposed to look like. And we empower them to make smart decisions about their own sexual health. We do talk an awful lot about consent, and we also explore modern-day masculinity. In other words, what it really means to be a guy out there, rather than just the messages they're receiving from the media. And at the end of the program, 89% of these guys say they have a better content area knowledge about their sexual health. 84% of them say they have better communication with their parents about relationships. And over 90% of them love the program and would recommend it to their friends. Now, I've seen this recommendation firsthand. It happened just last fall in a 9th grade classroom on the first day of class. I was ready to start when Marcus comes running into my classroom. Marcus was in my class the previous spring. And he was so excited to see me. And he says, "Hey, Mr. Wise Guy, it's so good to see you. It's so glad you're back. Is this your new group of guys?" I said, "Yes, it is." And then without invitation, he talks to the class. And he says, "Hey, y'all really need to listen to this man. He really knows what he's talking about. He changed my life." And I thought, wow, that is a great endorsement. But then he says, "This man is the reason why I use a condom every single time now." Yeah, that was awkward. But what Marcus made clear is that he was sexually active before Wise Guys and probably not making the best choices. And he came to class and he listened and he learned and he internalized our messages about partner respect and making good choices. And now he is making those good choices about his sexual health, his relationships, and probably his whole life in general. But it's so much more than just teaching the curriculum and promoting respect and abstinence. We also teach these guys that they can be smart and nice, caring and sensitive, and still be a healthy young man who can nurture positive relationships. Marcus knows this now, and he was just one of my former students. Last year, I taught 829 young men. And the SEED20 Grand Prize would certainly help to sustain the lone educator in Mecklenburg County. But with additional funding, we could hire more educators, because Wise Guys needs help to grow and expand and reach more young men and potentially prevent future #MeToo moments and promote positive relationships instead. Now, we always say wise guys make wise decisions. Are you willing to help us expand and help more young men? Well, that decision is yours. Thank you.
Last but not least, great job, man. Let's hear what the judges have to say.
Time as a classroom teacher and as a football and baseball coach, and I understand the importance of having, being a mentor to young men and having an authentic voice in that communication. So definitely kudos to you for doing that, and I definitely recognize and see that importance.
And it really struck me when you talked about what a healthy relationship looks like, and to be able to demonstrate what right looks like. Really well done. Thank you.
Thank you, judges, and thank you. Awesome. Well. First of all, I want to thank our 3 judges, and they're going to now go and deliberate on their selections. So off you go to make those tough choices. Now, before we start voting, I want to bring out the 10 finalists again. So let's bring them to the stage. Zab's Place, Respectability Foundation, Chemo Cars, the Be More Foundation, 100 Gardens, Intech Camp for Girls, Project Safe Child, Human Capital Investment, Transcend Charlotte, and Wise Guys. Bring them out. All right, thank you guys. Y'all can go back, take a few deep breaths backstage, because it is now time for you all out there to cast your vote for which social entrepreneur you think should win the $20,000 Wells Fargo People's Choice Grand Prize. Now, cell phone connectivity within the Night Theater is notoriously limited. But that said, this year we do have greatly improved connectivity thanks to technology support from Stephen Ray of Restore Global, who is a SEED20 alumni from the class of 2017 and was last year's winner of the Coaches Award. So if you do have strong connectivity, we encourage you to cast your vote by text. Now, the instructions will be coming up here on the screen behind me in just a moment. And while we await those instructions, what you're going to do is, once you know what organization will receive your vote, right, you're going to choose that. You're going to, in the to field of a new text message, you're going to type the number 22333. 22333. Then you're going to type SEED20 in the body of the message and hit send. You will receive a confirmation text, and then you're going to reply to that message by typing just the letter that corresponds to the organization for whom you want to vote. It can be uppercase, lowercase, doesn't matter. So hopefully that's super clear to everyone. 22333. Type SEED20 in the body of the message, send it, you'll get a confirmation back, and then reply to that with just the letter of the organization that you are going to vote for. Now, we do encourage anyone who does not have strong connectivity on their phone to use the paper ballot that's stuck inside your program to ensure that your vote gets counted. We have ushers available who will be walking the aisles to collect the paper ballots and a team of ballot counters backstage. And of course, please only cast your vote one time, not by text and paper. Not that anyone here would do that. So I'm going to give you all just a little bit of time to kind of figure that out. See, everyone's beautiful faces are lit up by their screens. That's a good sign. Well, there we go, some house lights, that helps. Nice, thank you. Now, while we're waiting for everyone to complete their votes, I do think it's very clear, based on the pitches that we heard, that the SEED20 coaches are rock stars in their own right. So if you are a coach, a student ambassador, or a young professional who helped to guide one of the finalists or semifinalists in the class of 2018, will you please raise your hand and let us celebrate you with a round of applause? Oh, I see lots of hands. Yes. Great job, you guys. Thank you so much. 8 weeks of coaching. Now, you can learn more about this year's coaches in your SEED20 program. And they are also wearing a green pin that reads Coach. So be sure to ask them about their experience during the after party that we're going to head out to in a few minutes here. I think it looks like everyone's kind of wrapping up. Maybe a show of hands if you still need more time. I see one hand. See a couple of hands. All right, I think we're in pretty good shape. So, awesome. Thank you all very, very much for participating and for helping to select our Wells Fargo People's Choice Grand Prize winner. Now, if I can have your attention, please, because this next part is going to be pretty amazing. Yes, thank you. To bring the lights down a little bit. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, while our votes are being tallied and the judges are back there sweating it out, conferring, I am thrilled to welcome Britt Drozda, a Queen City-based singer-songwriter, to the stage. Now, as they get Britt set up here, let me tell you a little bit about her, because she is pretty incredible. She actually performed at Creative Mornings a few months ago. We've done 30 events at Creative Mornings, and we always have a local singer or songwriter come and sing a song for us on a Friday morning. So these guys, they're so dedicated to their craft. And out of the 30 or so musicians that we've had play at Creative Mornings so far, we've gotten probably the most response, or Britt is definitely one of the people we've gotten the most response from. And people are just blown away by her performance, her voice. And so we're super, super psyched that she's going to be here performing for us tonight. Now, she's going to be performing 2 songs for us while the votes are being tallied, including an original song that she wrote specifically for tonight, for SEED20. So if you've never heard Britt perform live, you are in for a real treat. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Charlotte's own Britt Drozda, everybody.
How are you doing? Yeah, it's a good night, isn't it? You only get one life, so live it right. Fall to the brim till you can't feel no more air. Or you can't take it with you when you go. You can't take it with you when you go. Oh, that fortune you work towards, take no. You can't take it with you when you go. So live out loud, live in color, dare to be brave, to be proud, to love your sister, your brother. Give your all until that last breath. Every step is the lesson. Don't regret not taking it. Oh, you can't take it with you when you go. Can't take it with you when you go. Oh, that fortune fortune you work towards. Take no, you can't take it with you when you go. It's about the love, about the memories. It's about the times you struggle, feel grateful to breathe. It's about sweet touch and holding on close. The ones you cherish most, give your soul something to hold, 'cause things are things, just body and soul. Hey, hey. You only get one life, so live it right. Fall into the ground till you can't feel no more. You know you can't take it with you when you go. No, you can't take it with you when you go. Oh, that fortune you work towards, take no, you can't take it with you when you go. You can't take it with you when you go. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm so honored to be here tonight. I really want to thank Social Venture Partners for inviting me to play tonight in front of such a wonderful audience. You guys are amazing. And also following up such amazing people in our city. When I was asked to write a song inspired by this event and for this event, well, at first I didn't have a huge knowledge of SEED20. I'd heard amazing things about it, but when Social Venture Partners sat me down and really went over it, I was blown away. And first of all, I thought to myself, well, how am I gonna follow up these people, because they're absolutely amazing. But the reason I'm following them up is because I wrote this song specifically for them and for the people in our city that are truly making a difference every day for other people. So with that being said, I think Mark Weber at the beginning of the program was talking about these wonderful contestants illuminating a path. And he said something when I first met with them that stuck with me, and it was something about this vision of light and really how everyone is putting such a beautiful, lighting up such a beautiful idea for everyone to see, putting it out there in such a brave way, and making tomorrow so much more exciting and optimistic. So in this day and age, I don't think we get to look forward to tomorrow every day, but because of you, we do. So thank you. So the song is called Sunrise. There was a cloud of darkness over a house that no one knew existed. But you saw it there, found a need for repair, and the fog lifted. You heard a voice in the distance, crying out through a crowd rushing by. You never let your head touch a pillow. You ran straight into the night. Shining in your light. You are the promise of a dawn breaking through this city we get to wake up to. Feel the beat of a steady drum, moving you to keep marching on. It's coming from the bones in the heart you brought back to life with the love. It beams so bright, so keep shining that light. Tomorrow is never promised, but you are the promise of a dawn breaking through this city I want to wake up to. Let that sun rise to open my eyes. Let that sun rise to open my eyes. Let your light shine to open my eyes. Tomorrow is never promised, but you are the promise of a dawn breaking through this city we get to wake up to. Thank you.
Britt Drozda, everybody! Britt Drozda! That was beautiful. So beautiful. Now, is that song recorded? Can we buy it?
Yes. Well, it's on SoundCloud, so go stream it tonight when you get home. I've recorded it with some local musicians and with a local producer, so please enjoy it. It'll be on Spotify and iTunes and all that too sometime soon, but go enjoy it tonight.
What was the experience like writing it? Was it like really difficult, or did it just come flowing out of you? How was that?
You know, it's easy when you see people doing such amazing things, and I was very inspired by the people here today. So, and hearing all their stories, I mean, gosh, how do you not deal with that? Love it. Sorry, allergies. Anybody else have them?
Britt and I we're powering through tonight. We're powering through. So anyway, thank you so much. It was a perfect way to sort of help us wrap up this special evening.
Thank you so Sunrise. Thank you guys so much for having me tonight as part of your evening. I really am honored.
Thank you, Britt. Thank you so much. Britt Drozda. So much creative talent in our city, I'm telling you, it's incredible. Now, speaking of which, we want to make sure that you have a chance to meet all 20 of the social innovators who were selected for this year's programs, including the ones who did not actually pitch this evening. So I want to welcome the remaining members of the class of 2018 to the stage so they can introduce themselves before we present the awards. All right, so let's have the first one come on out. Yeah.
Good evening, Charlotte. My name is Michael Gu, and I'm the founder and executive director of Lorien Academy of the Arts.
Yes, you are. So West Charlotte youth are being inspired through high-quality arts programming that builds confidence, creativity, and critical thinking. So you're going to want to talk to Michael out in the lobby after this. Okay, next up.
Good evening, SEED20. My name is Amanda Zullo, and I'm the founder and executive director of Pop-Up Produce.
Yes, you are, Amanda. That's right. Pop-Up Produce empowers families and individuals to grow their own food, all while growing community. So be sure to ask them about their Fresh Start seed kits. Thank you, Amanda. Awesome. Come on out.
Good evening. My name is Juami Romero, and I'm the manager for Project Harmony.
Now, find out how this partnership between the Charlotte Symphony and Community School of the Arts is bringing social change through music. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Good evening, Charlotte. I'm Sharon Harrington, founding executive director of Reading Partners Charlotte.
Hey, Sharon. This volunteer-driven program offers the reading vaccine to ensure kids have a strong foundation for school and life. Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Meredith Delari. I'm the founder and executive director of Running Works.
That's right. Now, you're definitely going to want to check out how this unique organization uses running to empower individuals to break cycles of abuse, abandonment, neglect, poverty, and homelessness one stride at a time. Thank you so much. Yeah, Mr. Williams. I'm going to preempt it.
Good evening. My name is Mark Williams, and I'm the founder of Shakespeare in a Chair.
Mark Williams, that's right. And former speaker at Creative Mornings. That's right, beautiful. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend this guy your ears. Mark's organization is inspiring students with Shakespeare in really incredible ways. Thank you so much, Mark.
Good evening, SEED20. I'm Dwayne Burks with the YMCA's Resource Connection Gateway.
Hey, Dwayne. Now, this new program of the Gaston YMCA offers a one-stop shop experience that provides a critical connection between our neighbors in need and the available social services. Thank you so much.
Good evening, Charlotte. First of all, how about this guy? Amazing entertainer. I'm Paula Broadwell, the founding director of Think Broader Foundation.
Thank you, Paula. Now, stop by their table and find out how this forward-thinking organization is using virtual reality to create empathy and advocate for those facing systematic discrimination. Thank you so much, Paula. Got a crowd in the house.
Hi, everyone. My name is Bethany Darnley. I'm the founder and director of the Old Tria Society.
Thank you, Bethany. Because of this impactful program, upperclassmen at Garinger High can be part of a leadership development class where they mentor freshmen and build critical skills. Thank you so much. Last but not least.
Good evening. My name is Stephen Vaughn, and I am the founder and executive director of Excel to Fitness.
All right, through after-school fitness challenges and character development, this inspiring program encourages boys to chase their dreams and face their obstacles. Thank you so much. And let's give these social innovators a hearty round of applause. Woo! Let me get out of the way. Now, all 20 nonprofits will be at their tables during the after party, so you can have a chance to meet them and learn more. Look for their photos sort of floating above the crowd. They'll be sort of hovering angel-like above the crowd. Now, let's have our 10 finalists join us back on stage for the full SEED20 class of 2018. Welcome back, Zab's Place, Respectability Foundation, Chemo Cars, the Be More Foundation, 100 Gardens, Intech, Camp for Girls, Project Safe Child, Human Capital Investment, Transcend Charlotte, and Wise Guys. Yeah, the high fives are flying. They're flying. Woo! You ready? Ooh. What do I have here? It's time, folks. It is time. The moment we've been waiting for. The results are in, so let us get to the awards, shall we? Here we go. Now, our first award was introduced last year, the SEED20 Community Vote Award. Now, many of you have participated in this one. For the past couple of weeks, the community was invited to vote once each day for any of the 20 social entrepreneurs that inspires them the most. And the one with the most votes wins this award of $1,000. With much activity and 7,400 votes tallied, the winner of the $1,000 SEED20 Community Vote Award is Intech Camp for Girls. All right. Whew. Here we go. The second award is the $5,000 Coaches Award, voted on by the volunteer coaches from our community and the student ambassadors and young professionals from Davidson College who worked with the nonprofits. They have spent a lot of quality time together over the last 2 months, not only as individual teams, but also as an entire group. So this is a very special award that will be presented by last year's winner, Stephen Ray of Restore Global. And the winner of this year's $5,000 Coaches Award is Zabs, people. Zabs. All right. Here we go. So, our fearless judges have selected our second and third place winners based on innovation, sustained impact, and the pitch itself. The $7,500 third place award goes to 100 Gardens, everybody. 100 Gardens. Yeah! Woo! Gonna have ourselves a big old fish fry tonight. Yes! The $12,500 second place award goes to Transcend Charlotte. Bring them out, Cole. Don't have a Steve Harvey moment. Don't have a Steve Harvey moment. Don't have a Steve Harvey moment. And to present the Wells Fargo People's Choice Grand Prize winner of $20,000, please welcome Christy Thomas, Community Affairs Officer at Wells Fargo. Come on out.
Thank you, Matt, and good evening, everyone. Wells Fargo is so pleased to have been part of SEED20 since the very beginning. We were inspired by this innovative idea, and like all of you, we have enjoyed watching it grow and expand to the event that we all got to experience tonight. So like many of you, I look forward to this event every year. David Bornstein, who is an innovator, a founder in the social innovation work and the power of new words, once said that every change begins with a vision and a decision to take action. So I'd like to thank all the presenters tonight for sharing your vision with us, and also for making a very big decision to spend 3 minutes up here on stage with us. So thank you again, and congratulations. And so now, without further delay, please join me in congratulating the winner of the Wells Fargo Grand Prize winner, which is a $20,000 grant. The award goes to Chemo Cars.
Wow. All right, now listen, for people of Charlotte, it's just about time to go into party mode, okay? I want to see you guys at the after party to celebrate the creative energy and the innovation and the commitment of these amazing, hardworking social innovators. But before we head out to the lobby of Love and Libations, which is where we're going, we're going to give the SEED20 class of 2018 a chance to get to their tables, and I'm going to give every one of them their own SEED award as they leave the stage. So here we go, guys. You're going to see them out there. Visit them at the table. Woo! You're all winners. Yeah! The SEED. You get a SEED, and you get a SEED, and you get a SEED, and you get a SEED. Yes! You all get a SEED. Woo! Thank you, Paula. Thank you, James. Thank you. Congrats, man. Congrats. And I have a little bit of housekeeping, like 2 minutes of housekeeping, so don't go anywhere. Thank you, guys. Congrats. Here you go. Woo! There it is. All right. Just a few housekeeping items, and then we're going to party up shop. Here we go. All 20 participants will be at the after party, 10 in the Beckler Museum, 10 in the Night Theater. Check out the map on page 34 in the program if you're looking for a particular nonprofit. And yes, we've positioned bars and dessert in both locations, so we all win. We all win. Please take a moment to mix and mingle with the nonprofits. You can provide encouragement, gratitude, but even better, volunteer time or make a financial donation. If you are so inspired, there are several ways to give. You can make use of the donation box on each nonprofit's table for business cards, check donations, and contact information. And I know we all love our smartphones, so one of the easiest ways to give is through SEED20's Text to Give program up here on the screen here. The Text to Give program powered by UBAC. As you can see, simply text the word GIVE to 704-343-8828. Text the word GIVE to 704-343-8828 and enter the hashtag code for the nonprofit that you want to support. You will find Text to Give signs at each of the nonprofit's tables and big posters next to the bars. Please take lots of photos, share your pics on social media using the SEED20 hashtag, and so we don't get clogged up on the way to the bars and dessert, please exit from both sides of the table. Thank you again to our sponsors, our judges, our talented group of coaches, student ambassadors, young professionals, and SVP partners, and a special thanks to you, the audience, for joining us tonight to support these inspiring nonprofits. They pitched good to us. Tina Turner would be proud. Tina would be proud. Enjoy the after party. Good night.